Good morning and welcome to Spotlight on Maryland. It is a public service of Audacy, Maryland, and Mix 106.5, today's 101.9 and 105.7 The Fan. My name is Tom Cook. I am in for Gina Crash. Full disclosure, I've done this career for a long time, but it has been a really, really long time since I've hosted a show like this. So do not expect Gina Crash levels of perfection on the show this morning like you have come to expect every Sunday morning. I will do my best, however. I'm excited to share the next 30 minutes or so with you while we talk to some amazing people here in our community and get to know more about the Baltimore County Arts Guild. We'll get to know about their programs, the fantastic work that they do here in the community, how they impact, enrich, and change lives here in Baltimore and in Maryland. And I have two amazing, amazing people here with me today. First, Arkia Wade, president of the Baltimore County Arts Guild. Arkia, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And I also have Monica Herber, executive director of the Baltimore County Arts Guild. Monica, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
First off, hopefully you've had a little caffeine this morning. It can be a little early when you are on the radio at 6:30 on Sunday morning. So I'm very happy that you're here, though, and I'm excited to be able to talk to you about the Guild. I mentioned off air before the program that one of the things I always enjoy is just kind of getting to know people just a little bit. I like to help people who are listening know a little bit about the people that they are listening to. So I'd like to know just a little bit more about you, what you love, what you dislike, where you grew up, what makes you tick, what are you passionate about, what do you get excited about? So tell me a little bit about you. Arkia, I'll start with you.
Well, I grew up actually in Hampton, Virginia, so I'm not actually from Baltimore, but I have a lot of roots in Baltimore. My father grew up in a community called Turner Station. It's a community right outside of Dundalk in Baltimore County. And so I've lived here in Baltimore since 2012. And I do a lot of work in the Turner Station community. So I love working with young people. I'm the Turner Station Girl Scout troop leader there, and also recently started a nonprofit called Neighborhood Companions to help older adults in that community with transportation and companionship and just services to help them age in place. So I've been with the Guild for about 4 years and been the president since 2023.
Okay. And I saw something about little free libraries.
Oh, yeah, that's another one of my passions. I'm also in a sorority. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Sci-Fi Omega Chapter, and one of our initiatives was to combat food insecurity and literacy. And so we have 4 little library boxes strategically placed throughout Baltimore City, and they house books and non-perishable food items. But I also have 2 little libraries in the Turner Station community as well. So books, young people, older people are like my jam. So
Sure.
that's what I'm passionate about.
I love to hear that. Monica, tell me, what makes you tick? What do you love? What are you passionate about? Tell me about you.
Well, love the arts. I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but we relocated to Maryland. So I've lived in Reisterstown, Maryland, pretty much my whole life. I've moved away and lived in the Baltimore City a little bit, and so I actually. Most of my profession, I've been an arts administrator. I was actually working for the Columbia Art Center in Howard County, and for quite some time. And then I've was fortunate enough to land this gig with the Baltimore County Arts Guild, which I'm really passionate about. I was thrilled to be back in Baltimore County because I grew up here, and I really think that really with the goal of really trying to foster the arts community in Baltimore County and bringing it to the forefront and being sort of that, force that helps it, connect, because Baltimore County is so large, and I think that's part of our goal as the Baltimore County Arts Guild is also to sort of really connect the artist in this area. So
I saw also a degree in architecture.
Yes, I have a degree in architecture.
So do you ever look at buildings and go, ooh, what were they thinking?
Yeah, I love architecture. I think that, and I also really just admire the architecture in Baltimore. I just admire all the different styles and basically the patterns and the richness of all of that you find in our community. So, and really paying attention to that, and as we move forward to new things, so sort of respecting that. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I read a lot about Baltimore County Arts Guild. I said earlier I'm excited to kind of get to know more about it. I've lived in Baltimore for coming up on 6 years now. Moved here from Michigan, and I just love it here. So I like doing these things and knowing about the place that I live. So tell me a little bit about the Arts Guild. Monica, start with you. Just give me a little background on the Arts Guild.
So the Arts Guild was established in 2012, and it really was a grassroots thing. Some people came together and established a nonprofit, and it's based in Catonsville, Maryland, and it's dedicated to fostering all aspects of the arts and citizens of Baltimore County. The first location that we had was a small area above the Shore United Bank in Arbutus, where we have 10 artist studios. That we, a low-cost artist studios, but it really has been just a love of community to really find space for artists. So,
okay, and talk to me about the work that you do, the vision that you have, and kind of where the guild wants to continue developing.
The Baltimore County Arts Guild just wants to be an inclusive community by connecting diverse artists and residents of Baltimore County and beyond. And our vision is to sort of, for artists and audiences to engage with the Baltimore County Arts Guild to sort of understand the necessity of the arts every day and how it can change the fabric of the community. Mm-hmm. Just really, I think it's an equalizer. It's just one of those things that can really create wellness in a community and really help people to connect and to see the similarities versus the differences. And I think that's a really powerful tool. Yeah.
One of the things reviewing the notes here, one of the things that I saw was I would call it sort of bridging the gap, whether that's generational, whether it's racial. It is bridging the gap, right? Is there something that either of you have seen that the Baltimore County Arts Guild has done, or just in the arts in general, that you look at and go, wow, that really was amazing in the way it brought people together? Whether that was something that you had put together or something that somebody else had assembled. Is there anything that you can think of where you go, that was really cool?
I think we have been very intentional about our work at the Baltimore County Arts Guild. A couple years ago, we created a diversity and inclusion committee. Okay. And in that committee, a majority of our board members sit on that committee. And we have really taken it seriously and really been intentional about what kind of programming we are doing at the Guild and making sure that we are inclusive and that we are including all types of genres, demographics, and really meeting people where they are and really trying to find out what people want to see, what people want to do, and really trying to reach those communities that maybe do not have access to the arts. So in February, for Black History Month, we had a very robust lineup of programming. We did our first Afro market at the Guild, and we had several, over 20 artists that came to sell their work. And it was a really, big event, very nice event, very well attended, and the artists, were able to showcase their talents and sell their merchandise and get some exposure that maybe they might not have gotten another time. And, it was in the middle of winter, so it was really nice. And so just being really intentional, I think we've done a really good job of doing that.
Sure. Monica?
Yeah, so I, to sort of spin off that, So Catonsville is an arts district. It's the first arts district in Baltimore County, and the Guild manages that piece. And we actually have done a public arts master plan for that. But in the terms of the engagement for that piece, like Arkia was talking about, we sort of went to where the people were, because there's really a much more diverse community than you would realize in Catonsville, and sort of went to some of the faith-based institutions and really reached out to them to find out what their ideas are, to go into their space and to see what is it that they really appreciate about art.
Sure.
So yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, we talk a lot about amazing things that happen. How are you supporting artists here in Baltimore County and around the region? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we have, like Arkia was talking about, markets where we are also have spaces at the Catonsville Farmers Market where artists can come. We have exhibit spaces. We have 2 exhibit spaces. So we've worked with Towson State University. We've worked with local artists to give them the opportunities to display their art. We have about 5 to 6 different exhibits each year at different spaces. We also and also, I think one of the big things is allowing artists to provide programming for the community. So we engage artists that want to teach workshops. We have, an open mic night once a month. We have, different musical groups where people can come if they're just starting out and participate with other groups, other people, other musicians to sort of encourage that kind of work. And also working with, we just are now working with interns to sort of bring them on to sort of get them familiar with the nonprofit arts world. So I think,
okay. You mentioned open mic nights. What does that look or sound like?
We have this fabulous group that's been meeting at our newest venue, the Catonsville Clubhouse. It's they do Song Circle. Every Wednesday night it's free. Anyone who wants to come and play their guitar and sing a song. And then open mic night is this, we have the stage and a mic, and they can just come and do their, jam.
Do they sing? Do they do stand-up comedy? Do you
it's
do anything
mostly
like?
Singing. This group's mostly singing, but we are looking into a poetry open. I think we're planning on a poetry open mic night, and then comedy. We've even had magicians, so we really try to span all the genres to give people that opportunity. We had African drumming, and it's good.
All right. Total aside, unrelated to any of this, do you sing karaoke at all? Do you get up and sing in front of people? No.
I've actually tried. We had a volunteer appreciation event in April, and I did suggest, when we were planning, I said, what about doing karaoke, but that was like, I don't know about that. So, maybe in the future, but
we do have members that definitely would.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have such a limited vocal, I can only sing like Neil Diamond, and that's all really depressing stuff. And you wouldn't want to hear me sing anyway. So.
You wouldn't want to hear me sing either, so.
So, looking at the notes, I saw something about Gallery 1101. Mm-hmm. Tell me about Gallery 1101.
Well, that's our initial space. I call it a Gallery 1101. This gets at 1101 Maiden Choice Lane. Okay. And one of the initial members worked at Shore United Bank, and they had this empty space. And they sort of looked at the Torpedo Factory in Alexandria. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like a sort of an arts collective, and they put up some doors. It's really a unique space. So there's we have 10 artists that work out of that space. We also have exhibit space there. We have a wonderful exhibit up right now by Drac Trimper, who his work is just very dynamic, and we also have programming out of that space as well. So that's an opportunity for artists that want to teach workshops. It's sort of low cost for us to provide that space for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of support.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Have you ever covered a carpet stain with a rug? Ignored a leaky faucet? Pretended your half-painted living room is supposed to look that way? Well, you're not alone. We've all got unfinished home projects. Whether it's a door that sticks, or a disorganized closet, or an AC unit that only works half the time. It all matters. You just haven't taken care of it yet. But there's an easier way. Just download the Thumbtack app. You can search for what you need done and find tons of highly rated pros right in your neighborhood. Check prices, reviews, and book a pro right on the spot. Plus, you'll know what to tackle next, because Thumbtack is the app that shows you what to do, who to hire, and when. Pull out your phone, and in just a few taps, say goodbye to all those unfinished home projects, and say hello to caring for your home the easier way. Download Thumbtack and start a project today.
Yeah.
For artists, I think that's fantastic. You had said a little bit about the evolution and some of the history of the Guild, but take me back through that. There was some pretty significant growth in 2020, it sounds like.
Exactly. So at that point, I I was not. I started with the Guild in 2022, but prior to that, they had started another community group, started looking at becoming an arts district in Catonsville, and as part of that process, they were looking at finding a venue inside Catonsville as well, because that was sort of part of the requirement for having an arts district. So we acquired this wonderful space. It was formerly known as the Women's Catonsville Clubhouse. So now we have that space as well to offer all the wonderful programs. And it's a performance. It has a stage, and it's like a community hall, so we can run a lot of different types of programs out of that.
Okay.
Yeah. And the piece about the Arts District was a big expansion as well. We work with Baltimore County really closely on that project, and it was a serious endeavor. There was sort of an effort to look across the county to see what area was ready for that designation, and Catonsville won the boat. So it was, so it's been a really cool adventure, and that's what we're focusing on now in terms of, wayfinding and all that kind of thing in Catonsville. So,
and I have to say, it's the first arts and entertainment district in Baltimore County. It's the only one right now.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. So, we're excited about that, and really, and it happened right during the pandemic. So, it was a little problematic, but we were able to get the designation, and we've just, now that we're kind of out of the pandemic, really, ramping up our programming and making sure that we highlight Catonsville as an arts and entertainment district, and trying to really bring tourism into that area.
Sure. Forgive my ignorance here, but I would have made the assumption that in an area this big, there would be more arts and entertainment districts. Yeah, are we lacking compared to other similar sized cities, and why are we lacking?
Well, it's a serious commitment on many parts to establish a district. There's lots of pockets of the county that have arts, and that's part of the role also as a guild. We're very interested in working with other areas to sort of help with that application process. It's pretty intensive, and it also requires consistent support from another like where you get support from Baltimore County. So you sort of have to engage that piece too. So Baltimore County is large, and yes, we should have, I think it would be great. Like Baltimore City has 5. So that's, an ongoing work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Arkia feels there's like a lot of opportunity there to do
There is. There's, places in Baltimore County that, we definitely, feel like, at one point one day could be an arts and entertainment district, and like Monica said, part of our mission is to work with those different areas to help them through the process and get them ready, because as Monica said, it is very intensive application, and there's lots of requirements through the state that you have to meet. And since we've already gone through the process, we are kind of experts in that area and can help other areas to, so yeah, I mean, in the future, we hope to, bring other areas into, so we can have a couple of arts and entertainment districts in Baltimore County and not just one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised, actually. I'm not quite speechless, but close. I really thought there were more around here. So hopefully that continues to grow, because we certainly need more of it. So Arkia, tell me a little bit about some fun stuff that is coming up here soon. There's some pretty big events coming soon, right?
Yes. So we're so excited to present our 4th annual Arts and Drafts Summer Music and Arts Festival. It's going to be June 22nd and June 23rd at Guinness Open Gate Brewery. It's a one-of-a-kind facility located at 5001 Washington Boulevard in Hallethorpe. This is, again, our 4th year of doing this. We expect more than 7,000 people to attend, and it's a great weekend of arts, music, fun, beer, community, and people coming out to just support the artist and have some fun.
7,000 people there, huh? Wow. Tell me about, so it's a 2-day festival, right?
Yep.
What all is going to be there? Obviously, there are going to be a lot of vendors. There's going to be a lot to see, a lot to do, a lot to buy.
Yes. So there will be over 40 top and diverse craftspeople with different art and, for example, people specializing in glass, acrylic, watercolor painting, photography, pottery, mixed media, 3D, jewelry, sculpture, woodworking, furniture. So there's a wide variety.
If you could add one more category, it'd be great.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be, there's a lot to choose from. And so people can have a variety of things to look at and to purchase. And we're also going to have some live music, which always makes an event exciting. We have some artful performances that will take place throughout the festival. We're going to have jazz from the Kevin Howard Band. We're going to have reggae, soul, and R&B from Brian Cunningham Project. We're going to have some funk and rock and roll from the Pineapple Band and Skies and Chaos, and Irish dance tunes from the Pilgrims of Deep Run. Wow. So lots of variety.
Yeah, that's an exhaustive list there. I was thinking what you talked about with, see if I can do this off the top of my head, the watercolor painting and acrylics and pottery and that sort of stuff. Coming from somebody who struggles to even draw credible stick figures, that would be me. What on that list, is there something that you look at and go, wow, it's amazing that they can use that and create such amazing art?
Well, I guess I'm sort of like you. I am not an artist or, can draw or anything like that. So for me, just all of the genres are just, all the things that they create is just like amazing that someone can just take something, and just create something from nothing.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's Monica's an artist, so she probably can speak more to that.
How about you, Monica?
I mean, I think the really cool thing about this event is that, we select artists that are very diverse. So, even if you are an artist, it's like it's just finding the uniqueness in everybody's work. I think that the woodworking is always fascinating to me. And then watercolor, if you've ever tried to watercolor, some of that can be, watercolor requires a lot of control. So some of the stuff that you see is just amazing. I'm an artist, but I'm more of an abstract artist. Okay. So the realistic work also gets my attention, like with the talent that it requires. But everybody, and we just had Maggie May, Nice, who was on, she did a spot for us recently, and her work, she uses really bright colors, and I love bright colors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah.
Sometimes when I see things like that, I'm just like, wow, how do they do that? Right. I would never be able to put that together. So something that I love about seeing shows like this, and the amount of passion, first and foremost, the dedication, but then the time that artists put into this.
Exactly.
It's always amazing.
And it's always interesting, it's always interesting to have a conversation with an artist to sort of, ask them about where their art starts from, what's the history behind, because there's always a unique reason for why they're doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. There are some other highlights from that event, Arkia. I see some stuff here that I'm very intrigued by. But you can personalize the perfect pint of Guinness I'm seeing here.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, we are at a brewery, so there's lots of opportunities to taste different specialty beers. There's a blueberry lime ale that is brewed with a giant addition of fresh blueberry puree, and we have our Harmonic Haze. It's a golden beer that features a moderate bitterness balance, and so there will be lawn games. There will be opportunities to paint a life-size art for special photo ops. It's just a really nice day, and we're hoping that the weather is perfect.
Yeah. How about admission to the festival?
The admission is free.
Oh,
so,
wow. Okay.
You can come to the event, no charge, and the food is on site, so Guinness will be open, the restaurant, so you can get food and sit out on the lawn, listen to music, walk around, see art. It's a really nice day.
And I can buy art at this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, wanted to make sure. That's what I thought.
I want you to come.
Okay, that's what I thought. And tell me, what hours are we looking at for arts and drafts?
The festival hours on June 22nd, it opens at 11, closes down at 7 p.m., and then on Sunday, June 23rd, it's from 11 to 5. Okay.
Best way to get there?
For those traveling or wanting to take a short Lyft or Uber tax ride to the brewery, the Mark, Hallthorpe, and BWI Amtrak stations are close by. But it's pretty easy to find. There's plenty of parking, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, all right, Monica, you looked like you wanted to jump in there.
So just that children are welcome, but if they're under 21, they should be. With a guardian, just a bit. But we're also going to have lots of different art activities for we made these big wings, and people can put their handprint on the wings, so it's really a cool experience. So,
okay.
And the pint thing is, you can actually put your photograph on the foam of the pint. Like, you can it's really pretty cool.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to see myself staring back. I wouldn't want to do that.
And I just want to add, it is no cost to festival goers, but the reason why it's no cost is because we have a lot of supporters.
Yes,
and
please tell me about them.
Received a huge grant from Baltimore County, and we have sponsors like the Baltimore Museum of Art, Patapsco Heritage Greenway, the Charlestown Retirement, Universal Windows Direct, and the Bath Authority, Shore United Bank, and Labrador Family Community Foundation have been very supportive. And, of course, Guinness, who is hosting us as a big contributor to this success of this festival.
Yeah, they seem to be a great community partner.
They are.
Sure.
They have been tremendous.
And the list of people that you have really supporting this in kind, or the grants from Baltimore County are fantastic. One of the things I was going to ask is, who would you like to thank? And I feel like that list is that's a good place to start, particularly for arts and drafts. But from the perspective, just in general, with the Guild, is there anybody that you want to thank?
Well, I think our volunteers. I mean, I think a lot of this work can't be done without, we have a small staff. And so on the day of the event, we have lots of volunteers that come out and help with loading, unloading, and just making sure that the success of the festival. And then we have a great board of directors that really work hard. And we have a planning committee. So a lot of those people behind the scenes have really done a great job.
Sure. Monica?
Yeah, I would agree with all that. And also just Baltimore County and Guinness,
Right. Yeah. Tell me a website. How can I find out more about the Arts Guild?
So you can go for the festival, you can go to artsanddraftsfestival.org. And for the Guild, you can go to bcartsguild.org.
Okay. Fantastic. So again, festival, Arts and Drafts. It's June 22nd, 11 to 7, June 23rd, 11 to 5, and that happens at Guinness Open Gate Brewery. I just want to say thank you again to some of the sponsors for the Arts and Drafts Festival. That includes Baltimore County, also financial and in-kind support from Baltimore Museum of Art, Patapsco Heritage Greenway, Charlestown Retirement, Universal Windows Direct, and the Bath Authority, Shore United Bank, and Loverd Family Community Fund. They are all big contributors here to the Arts and Drafts Festival. Arkia, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Monica, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right. And standing in for Gina Crash, I am Tom Cook, and this is Spotlight on Maryland. It is a weekly public affairs program, a service of Audacy, Maryland, and Mix 106.5, today's 101.9 and 105.7 The Fan. Until next week, have a good one.